Tonight on your Upper Great Lakes News Network, a plane traveling from Houghton Hancock crash lands in a downstate area. Plus, we'll take you to the Republican State Convention for an inside look at how the GOP is responding to their poor showing in last year's election. It's all coming up. The UGN Evening News starts now.
Coming to you live, reporting the news that matters to you. From Lake Superior to Lake Huron, this is UGN, the Upper Great Lakes News Network.
And Republicans gathered in Grand Rapids this weekend for their state convention. The race to head up the party in northern Michigan was hot, with two full busloads of delegates supporting either Joel Westrom or Patty Garrett Schneider. UGN's Pete Mackin was at the convention and has that story.
Some were up as early as 5 a.m. to catch one of two GOP buses to the state convention this weekend. 109th State House runner-up Joel Westrom of Marquette won a surprise victory to chair the party in the 1st District. Westrom said he plans to use technology to unite the vast district.
I think one of the things the 1st District really needs, because of our vast size, is the ability to connect via the internet. Half our counties don't have websites. The 1st District doesn't have a website. One of my missions out there, one of my goals is out there, is to get everyone out there to build a website. But not only just build a website that's interactive, has a lot of energy to it, attracts people, you can accept money, and it's easy to manage.
State party officials chased the lone Republican representative from the UP state delegation, Tom Casperson, to gauge his reaction to the state of the party up north.
Feel a sense of excitement. We had a great showing with new people last night in our 1st District caucus. The hands that were raised for first people coming was enormous. So the involving the Republican Party actually is growing, which was a little surprising with the fact that we took a loss like we did over the last election. So new blood, new faces, I think that's an exciting thing, and you can see the enthusiasm out on the floor today.
Those newcomers, which include the new chair, made every moment count. They met with presidential hopefuls and sought support for future political bids.
Well, it's my first opportunity here at the convention. We've met a lot of people. We've really seen solidarity among all the Republicans, not only in the 1st District, but around the state. And I'll be glad to go back to Elgin County and tell them what we've learned.
It helps to understand the way the party works and really how the support of the party really does help you get successful in an election. So I think it's very helpful to anybody who's involved to come to these conventions.
For UGN News, this is Pete Mackin reporting in Grand Rapids.
Last week, UGN extensively covered Governor Jennifer Granholm's State of the State address and the governor's proposed budget. While in Grand Rapids for the Republican State Convention, UGN's Pete Mackin also asked GOP policymakers about the governor's proposals.
The Republican State Convention opened with Grand Rapids' homegrown Dick DeVos, who was beaten by a fairly wide margin in the last election. This weekend, DeVos sounded like he was still on the campaign trail as he criticized the governor's proposed tax increase.
Many people who voted for the governor who are rightly concerned about these proposals of major tax increases without appropriate reductions in spending. The state budget has gone up the last 4 years, and the governor's proposing the state budget to go up dramatically, while earnings for Michigan families are going down. This is the wrong direction, and the legislature is going to step up, and I believe they'll raise very serious and proper questions.
Representative Bill Huizenga of Zeeland took personally the governor's State of the State attack on the former Republican House majority's elimination of the single business tax. He said the new proposals that the governor is putting forward will lead to even higher tax.
We are more than replacing the single business tax. They're talking about $500 million in additional revenue. And, to me, that's sort of like the robber barons coming back to the surf saying, I don't care if there's a drought, I need more of your harvest. It just doesn't make sense. So I think that's going to be a bit of a problem.
Secretary of State Terry Lynn Land said her department is already bracing for more cuts.
We're like every other department, and we're going to get cuts too, and we've actually implemented a hiring freeze, which we've done before in the past. It's tight budget times, but one of the things that we've done is we've planned ahead. We've consolidated branch offices to save money in the bricks and mortar. We've not rehired when people have left us through attrition. In fact, we're actually down about 500 employees from when the first day we started. We've also done a lot of other cost savings using technology, online services, those types of things. So we were planning ahead, and we're ready.
Representative Tom Casperson agrees with the governor on making government more efficient, but pointed out that most of what local government does is mandated by the state.
Well, the governor mentioned the idea of consolidating amongst local units of government, our public schools. I think that's a great proposal where it can be done. The only problem I had with it was there's a lot of things that state government has implemented on our local governments and the schools through mandates, and they're unfunded. So before we go after our local units of government and telling them that they need to clean their house, we should be looking at what those mandates are, and if we can take and get rid of some of those unfunded mandates to help them alleviate some of their problems, we should look there first.
This debate now moves to Lansing as the state continues to hash out tighter budgets with less and less money coming in. For UGN News, this is Pete Mackin reporting from Grand Rapids.
And tomorrow we'll have some comments from the son of former Michigan Governor George Romney as he officially announces his candidacy for president. Mitt Romney spoke with UGN's Pete Mackin at this weekend's convention.